Hello, it's Ashley Hawk, and I just wanted to talk through some things that we read through chapter 7 and 8, 9, and 10. I wrote some notes, so please forgive me for reading off my notes. I tried to keep track as I was reading. So, one of the biggest things that stood out to me from behavioral learning theory, especially the idea that behavior is shaped by consequences, is that really connects to something I already believe in. I it so I really believe that all behavior is communication, and it's something that made me think about how important it is as a teacher to not just react to the behavior, but to understand what's going on behind that behavior and respond in a way that actually promotes growth. So, with that, another thing was from information processing theory. I really like that the focus on how students take in, store, and retrieve information is. I just liked how that focus was on that. So it made me realize that if students are overwhelmed or distracted, they're not going to retain much, no matter how good your lesson is. So things like breaking information into chunks, like smaller pieces, using visuals, and making connections, that really matters in our teaching. That also connects to me as a learner. I know I do better when things are organized and meaningful instead of just memorization. Relating it to me personally also helps me retain that information better. So, the chapter on social cognitive theory also stood out to me, especially the idea that students learn by observing others. That reminded me how important modeling really is in the classroom. Students are always watching. So, the way a teacher handles their own personal stress, the stress of making a mistake, and even confidence can really impact how students see themselves. And then finally, from a constructivist learning theory, was that I connected with this one the most. I've remember this in our prior class. This one really struck me. I believe that students learn best when they're actively involved and making meaning for themselves in their curriculum instead of just being told the information. I like the idea of guiding students to discover answers rather than just giving them everything they need. It helps create deeper understanding when they're able to find the answers themselves. Then it makes the learning just way more meaningful, and it's a win for them. So overall, these chapters really reinforced for me that teaching isn't just about delivering content. It's about understanding how students think, process, and grow. It made me reflect on what kind of teacher I want to be someday. And it's that's someone who's supportive, consistent, and helps students feel capable of figuring things out on their own. Yeah, those were my brief little takeaways from these chapters. Okay, thank you. Happy Sunday.